I'm Jane Lunnan. I'm with the Ashe County Arts Council in West Jefferson, and I've got another update on the arts in Ashe. With me today is Ellie Purcell. Ellie, welcome to the show.
Thank you very much, Jane. It's good to be here.
Ellie is an active part of the Arts Council's committees and board and the artsy scene in Ashe County. And we're especially happy today to be talking about the upcoming Literary Festival in West Jefferson.
Yes, the Literary Festival will kick off for our 8th year on September 15th, runs 15th through the 19th.
Right.
We have a terrific lineup of authors and events and a lot to do and see in West Jefferson.
You know, the festival is called On the Same Page, and I love the name. It just ties together so many aspects of books, of people talking and dialoguing and reflecting on reading and on books and on authors. And it just pulls it together beautifully. This is an event that's sponsored by the Ashe County Arts Council and the Ashe County Public Library. The events are held at both of our venues, both the library and the Ashe Art Center. And gosh, we've got a great lineup of authors this year, don't we?
Oh, we really do. It's exciting to see how many really good authors we've got coming. We've got Angela Davis Gardner, who wrote a beautiful book, several beautiful books about Japanese-American relationships, but they're novels. They're just gorgeously crafted books, and I think anyone would enjoy reading them. We have a wonderful festival read this year.
We do. Edward Kelsey Moore's best award-winning book, The Supremes at Earl's All You Can Eat. Gosh, what a great book. We've kicked off the festival read, encouraging individuals and groups to be reading, to be in dialogue about it. And we're really delighted that Mr. Moore will be here at the festival with us.
That's right. We'll be doing the discussion of the book on Tuesday, the opening day of the festival, and then Mr. Moore himself will be here on Thursday evening to talk about the book, maybe, and what he's got coming up next, which we're really looking forward to hearing.
Some of our other authors are Ann Pancake, Ken Waldman, Wendy Welch and her husband Jack Beck, Amy Green, Amy's new book, Longman, a wonderful Appalachia tale that's going to spark lots of good dialogue too. Catherine Stripling Beyer, former poet laureate for North Carolina, will be with us, as well as Georgianne Eubanks.
Yes, we have two workshops. Georgianne will be bringing back her Literary Trails Luncheon and her workshop for aspiring writers to help them hone their craft. And we have a second workshop with Ken Waldman.
Right. And Ken is basically a poet. He's called Alaska's Fiddling Poet.
That's right.
And it's neat because he combines both music and fiddles along with his poetry. We're going to have Ken in the schools doing a lot of arts education work for us during the festival, tying all of that together. And the poems that Ken has written and crafted are wonderful, but what he is able to pull out of students, both in our public schools as well as those in his workshop, will be certainly something to note too.
Yes.
The workshops are free. I do want to make note of that, but reservations are required because there is a minimum number of students. Maximum number. That's it. And we do still have spaces available in those workshops. They're Wednesday morning and Thursday morning.
Yes.
Speaking of reservations, we've got a couple of dining events and opportunities.
That's right. The Literary Trails Luncheon that I mentioned with Georgianne Eubanks. She's going to be talking about food in North Carolina literature.
That's going to be so much fun.
It will be. She always does a wonderful job. She's always got a fresh take on North Carolina's rich literary tradition, and I think this one's going to be just plain fun.
Georgianne knows the authors, she knows the books, she picks a theme and ties it all together, and it'll be great. That's a Thursday luncheon. That will be at the library. It's catered, and reservations are required for that event.
That's right. And then on Saturday, we have our culminating event, which is a luncheon in West Jefferson, where all of our authors will be forming a panel and sort of take questions from each other and from a moderator and from the audience. And it kind of brings the whole festival together. And those two luncheon events also require some reservations.
Right. You know, Ellie, the theme of the festival this year is called Telling Stories. And our authors and the books that we have chosen with our authors all have that storytelling thread going through it. And we all tell stories in what we do. And I think it's going to be especially interesting to hear the take from our authors as they dialogue with each other about how they tell their stories.
Yes.
And commit it to paper and commit it to book and to print.
Yes.
Telling stories. Speaking of that, we've got a new event this year,
right.
Friday night, called Telling Stories Live.
And we will have some wonderful local storytellers telling lively stories, I'm sure. And we'll also be joined by Michael Bell. Many of the Ashe and Watauga people know him as the man who can play any musical instrument in the world. And he's going to be leading a sing-along.
Right. You know, telling stories through music, through ballad singing, through some of those great story songs. I think it'll be fun audience participation for everybody.
We'll have the words.
That's
so
right.
if you only know da-da-da-da and can't rember the rest, we'll have it ready for you.
It'll be fun. Follow the bouncing ball.
Right.
But Michael Bell, Naomi Faw, and Judy Morris, those latter two ladies will be telling stories. Ken Waldman, the fiddlin' poet, will be a part of the show, as well as Jack Beck, a well-known Celtic musician. And those five folks will be just weaving it all together, telling stories live. This is a free event. It's in the gallery of the Ashe Arts Center, and that's on Friday night, starting at 7:30. That would be Friday, September 18th. Let's also talk about another event on Friday, and that's the annual book fair.
Yes. We invite local authors, local regional authors, to bring their wares to the Ashe Arts Center. We set up tables for them, and they can talk to anyone who likes to come in about their books, about their works. They're there for sale, and it gives, we think, some authors who don't have huge publications, you know, nationally known publications, a chance to talk about their work and to maybe sell a few. I know I've gotten a lot of good Christmas presents in the past.
Oh, indeed. And we've got many, many fine published authors right here in our own backyard.
That's true.
And it's an important part of the On the Same Page Literary Festival to celebrate them and let them be a part of the festival.
It is a celebration of reading and writing, so we like to celebrate those who like to read and celebrate those who do the writing that we enjoy reading.
Yeah. Well, speaking of local writers, let's tell the viewers about the newest publication that we're going to be showcasing at On the Same Page, and that's the Reflections on the New River.
And some of you may remember that a few years ago there was a wonderful Ashe County anthology published by Chris Arvidsson, Scott Pope, and Julie Townsend. They were the editors, and it was a wonderful collection of writings about Ashe County. They've done it again, and this time it involves the New River.
Right. The theme of the New River runs through it with essays, poetry, some fiction, a great collection of local and statewide authors, a beautiful book. They're going to be doing some readings from that book on Saturday morning at the Ashe Farmers Market. Another great spot to visit when you're in downtown West Jefferson, and that reading will be taking place at 10 o'clock under the tents at the Farmers Market.
That's right.
That's another free event.
Yes.
So we've got great authors. They'll all be doing readings, taking questions and answers, giving us sneak peeks of what's coming up next for them. We've got dining events. We've got the book fair. We've got Elliot Engel. I forgot about Elliot. Elliot's going to kick things off on Tuesday night. His presentation this year is The Wizardry of Oz, the storytelling genius of L. Frank Baum, and that's at 7:30 in the gallery of the Ashe Arts Center. Tickets are available in advance for that.
And you better get them quickly, because many of you know Elliot's shows always sell out.
Oh, they do.
Packed
they do.
house.
On the Same Page Literary Festival, sponsored by the Arts Council and the Ashe Public Library. Most of the events are free. Some require reservations, including our Friday lunch with an author. Forgot to mention that. This is a chance to have small, intimate dining experience with 6 of our authors. There is a limit on the number for each of those. It's a Dutch treat meal at some of the fine restaurants and dining establishments that we've got right there in West Jefferson and Ashe County. So if you need more information, everything is on the website, onthesamepagefestival.org. You can find a link from the Arts Council's website, www.ashcountyarts.org. You can call us, 336-846-2787, or better yet, just come on over to West Jefferson. There's always something artsy going on. We'll fill you in on all the details. And Ellie, I just can't wait till September 15th through the 19th on the Same Page Literary Festival.
That's right. I hope you'll all be there.
Thanks.